Welcome to Sykes University. What is your goal for working with a pharmacy owner the first year?
The first year would be getting the level of integrity in the balance sheet that we know is pretty much bulletproof. Making sure that the profit and loss statements are tying into the script audit logs, making sure our gross profit margins are accurate from what they're seeing at the bench to what we're seeing in the financial statements. We want to make sure that the owner understands from his perspective where the numbers are coming from, because a lot of times, they're wearing blinders because they're focused on the pill and they're focused on the end dollar, but not necessarily everything in the middle. So making sure that we're able to give them a good, reliable product and a good education along the way of where the money is going, where they can cut corners, any advantages that they can take of the system.
Fraud is an issue that comes up. How does working with you help highlight something that needs to be looked into?
We're pretty firm on using the point of sale reports, which are basically the register reports that come off the system every day, tying in the credit cards, the cash and checks, and any third-party payments. We want to make sure that the money that gets recorded in the register is actually what makes it across the street to the bank, and the teller receives that amount of money. And therefore, we really encourage our owners to not only be aware of what was on the point of sale report, but even go so far as to initial the deposit slip. And if there's any discrepancy between the point of sale report and the deposit ticket, make sure that they're aware of it.
In terms of having bought a pharmacy in the first year, how common is it for a pharmacy owner to change the level of service that they started?
It's normally not. Alan and I spend an extraordinary amount of time looking over an existing pharmacy's books, trying to make the best fit when we start that engagement. If we need to, of course, we always can, but a lot of times it's giving them the opportunity to grow their pharmacy while we take care of that back room. We want to take care of the books and allow them to do what they do best, and that gives us the opportunity to do what we do best.
So you're pretty good at picking the level of service a pharmacy needs, but if I decide I'm in over my head, you will let me go
Yeah,
up a level.
we will bail you out every time. One of the things that they mention on the phone when we do that initial call is, I never know where I'm at. I get hit with a bill on April the 15th, and letting them know, giving them that option in September and October that, this is where we think you're going to be. These are some options to avoid this big bill, and maybe enhance what you got at the pharmacy by buying new equipment or putting in a retirement plan that will benefit you in the long run. A lot of them don't know that that exists, because so many CPAs just do the tax piece of it.
At the end of the first year, what are you really hoping to see?
Number one, I hope to see a very satisfied pharmacist. I hope that they can go to the shows and walk up to me and just thank me for putting up with their tirades, putting up with the mess that they sent in the box, dealing with all their moaning and groaning about their bill. Uh, this could go on and on. But I really hope they realize that, Alan will tell you, we've done this for decades. And I know he's been in it 40 years. I've been with him 33 years. I love what I do. I love the people I work with, and I love the opportunity to help them and make them understand where the numbers go and where the money comes from, and just that level of passion for what we do.
What will help me get the most out of working with you?
Asking questions. When you sit down and look at your monthly financial statements, and you've got a conference call scheduled for the next day, sit down and write down those questions, print out your financial statements, write notes all over them, because Alan is going to put that financial statement right up on the computer screen, and he's going to talk you through top to bottom. And if you have good questions along the way, you're going to get that education. You're going to get the benefit of a level of expertise and that passion that he's got for what he does. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits that we can provide for a client is making sure that they're as invested in those financial statements as we are. They can ignore them and not even download them until 5 minutes before the phone call, which that does happen. And we get notifications, so we can see it. But making sure that you're prepared and that you're fully invested.
If you have questions about anything you saw in the video today, please feel free to contact Olin directly or anyone else at Sykes & Company. Thank you.